Hi, this is Mr. Gowerluck here. Welcome to part 2 of our water erosion experiment.
Welcome back. If you recall, we had our cup here leaking water into our little mini city, and I added some blue food coloring. That blue food coloring allows you to see just where the water's going. Over here we had a really nice blue stream. Glad I didn't use yellow. And over here we had a nice blue stream forming. If you can kind of see what that looks like. Little rivulets kind of deal. And then it goes over here by Darth or Anakin. Goes in the corner, fills up that corner. Nice blue water. And you can see that Anakin's tower is still safe. The car is tipping slowly into, well, I don't know what you want to call that, Vader Ocean. And then look at the water over here. There isn't a lot of blue over here, and I think that has to do with the rate at which this dripping is taking place. Look at all the blue on this side. What's that tell you about the rate at which that water is going out of the cup? It's coming out pretty solid. Well, anyway, we'll keep looking at it. We'll keep our eyes on it.
As we look for a final time, it looks as though we are starting to see the land actually start to break apart. There's this little fault line, you could almost call it. And there's one behind the big boulder over here. I wonder if the weight of that boulder has something to do with how that crack formed in our soil. Also, if you look
at the shape of the soil, you see those divots underneath the drops? That happens in nature. Pretty natural occurring kind of thing. That's why people can, when there's water rushing, they can jump into some of that deep water. But the thing is, when that water is continually churning like that, it has a life of its own, and I wouldn't recommend doing that because it almost has its kind of its own little current and makes it tough to escape it. Our car has water that's reached 2 tires. And while we're talking about that, I have a joke for you.
what kind of hair did the ocean have? Wavy. Why are some fish at the bottom of the ocean? Well, because they dropped out of school. Oh, look at our heart is still
okay, right next to Vader's tower. Anakin's tower is doing great. What runs but never walks? Water. And I added green water here so that you could see just another color in what's happening, where things are traveling, how the water is moving. You'll notice that some of that green there, right behind the tires of this car, and the wheels of the car, almost up to the hood. This car is not going to do very well in a couple minutes. Anakin has not been complaining at all about the water that's up to his knees. And our heart, well, it's about to dissolve. Or Anakin's heart for Padme, but anyway. You'll also notice that our tower seems to be doing okay right there, although the base is flooded. So, there's a lot to take in, a lot to notice. You'll start seeing the green water mixing in with the blue. And that all makes me think of a joke.
What did the ocean say to the beach? Nothing. It just waved. See
that little spot right there where the water's going in? What kind of rocks are never underwater? Makes me think of these boulders right here. What kind of rocks are never underwater? Dry ones. Oh, our treasure is starting to become submerged. We have more treasure in the middle, and I'm waiting for this car to basically flip and tip into the water. If someone's inside that car, I've got to do a rescue. Call 911. We have to help who's ever in there. But you know what? It might be too late. Oh, that's sad. Knock, knock. Who's there? Water. Water who? What are you waiting for? Open the door!
What happens if you throw a hat into the sea? It gets wet. What were the students' grades underwater? They were all below sea level.
Who cleaned the bottom of the ocean? A mermaid. You can do this experiment at home if you're allowed. I don't know that I would do this on your stove unless you have the right equipment. At my house, I was allowed to do this on the stove because it's my house. But I don't know if I would recommend that for you. And don't go saying to whoever owns the house, your parents or guardians, don't say, oh, it's my house too. Because really, unless you pay the taxes or the utilities, it's not. I'm sorry to say.
And Anakin has water up to his waist. And look at the facial expression. He looks so sad. And there goes Anakin.
Down goes Anakin. Luckily, Anakin can float. That's a really good thing for Jedi or Sith to be able to do. I'm not seeing Anakin's tower tip over yet, but give it time. What kind of... Oh, hold on, no. What? Oh, I'm trying to find a good joke for you. If H2O is water, what is H2O for? Well, it's for swimming and drinking, of course. H2O4. Who carries operations out in water? A sturgeon. Look at the back side of the car, the wheel. It looks like, I don't know, it looks like it's kind of going up. Something's happening here. How you doing, Anakin? Anakin, it's never good to be floating in a flood like this because you just never know what's going to happen. There could be some debris that lands on you. There could be some things going and floating by. Oh, look it. Anakin's moving around. It's kind of like a lazy river for Anakin. Anakin, Padme's heart is almost submerged. And your tower is almost ready to tip. And we added more water, which makes that stream run a little faster. And that stream is creating a current, which is why Anakin is floating around in a circle. This is fun to watch, Anakin. Keep up the good work. Sith, Jedi, what are you, Anakin? Let's look at your face. Oh yeah, you're Sith. Pretty neat, huh? Padme's heart is about to move. Look at this. Look at that. You see it? It has been dislodged from the earth. And it's floating. Oh, are you also noticing the amount of water that's now coming over the hood on the car? And taking over Anakin's palace? Oh, the heart and the Sith Lord are together. That's wonderful. What are two... what are 2 reasons you shouldn't drink toilet water? Number 1 and number 2. That's terrible. Okay, our boulder is now completely submerged. And water is coming up to our hood on the car. Anakin's house is still standing. And look at, the Sith Lord and the house are still, or in the heart are still together. Oh, that's kind of sad when you think about it. Like I say, if you've seen Star Wars before, you know what I'm talking about.
I might have to give it some help. What do you say, everybody? Should I give the car some help? What if I were to do this? Just a slight nudge. Oops, slight nudge. Slight nudge. Oh, nothing. That was boring. All right, Anakin's power. See ya. Everybody, thanks for watching. This is fun to watch and fun to put together for you. Now, I don't know about fun to watch, but this is fun to put together for you. You could do this at home if you wanted, just to see how erosion works and what happens when you have, some land and water acts upon it. We didn't have wind, we don't have ice, we don't have frost. This is just water. Thanks again, and this has been Mr. G signing off. Bye, everybody.